And we are live. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today's session. Apologies for the late start. There were some technical issues. Thank you so much for your patience. So today is a session to go through the IBM Digital Nation platform. We are joined by Aminat from IBM, who will be taking us through that particular platform. So without much ado, I'd like to invite Aminat. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amina Babalola, and I work with IBM. I work as a client technical specialist for the IBM Africa Skills Initiative. And today we're just going to be introducing you, giving you that overview to one of IBM's Africa Skills Initiative called the Digital Nation Africa. So while I would like this to be a very interactive session, so if you have any questions while we go on, feel free to put it in the comment section there. I hope you're able to gain a lot from this. I'm happy to have you all here. So I'll be sharing my screen now. Hello, can we all see my screen? Can we all see my screen? Okay, it seems the page is frozen. Can I have assistance from the team? I'm unable to share my screen. Hello, can you all hear me? Can we all see my screen? Okay, great. Sorry, there seems to have been some issues with sharing. Okay, so just going back to introduction, my name is Amina Babalola, and I'm just going to be telling us more about the IBM Digital Nation Africa, just to introduce, what IBM is doing to empower Africans, our youth, our professionals, our entrepreneurs, different people in Africa with the right skill sets to give them an advantage. So we've seen that, Africa has a lot of potential, has a lot to offer, but there is a huge disconnect, which we've realized between what is expected in the job industry, what is expected when you get out of school, university, high school, and there's just this huge disconnect between what is being taught in schools and then what is expected afterwards. So in a bid to bridge this gap, which focuses on skills, we've come up with the IBM Digital Nation Africa platform or program, just to see how we can empower Africans with the right skill sets on emerging technologies, professional skills, soft skills, just things to make you stand out, things to give you the right tools to survive in the digital world we find ourselves in. So basically, our mission is empowerment. So empowering youth with the right skill sets to improve their life. So like I said, if you have questions, please put it in the comment section. Feel free to drop your questions while I go on. Okay, so the platform focuses on different end users. So we have different people in mind when we came up with this initiative. So like I said, high school students, people in universities, your professionals, people already who have jobs or people who are looking for jobs, and then your startups, your entrepreneurs, people who are trying to start their own businesses. So the idea is to help, the end users, to help the youth, to help Africans be able to develop skills on emerging technologies, be able to, spark that innovation. A lot of times we see that we may not have a great idea, but then we see something that someone else has done, or we see an application of a particular concept, and then it gives us that light bulb moment, or it inspires us to be able to come up with our own innovative solutions. So the platform focuses on a lot of innovation, a lot of inspiring you to do better, to just push yourself out there and be able to apply these emerging technologies. And of course, there's also an opportunity to find jobs, because we all know, we say there aren't enough jobs, and it just helps you be able to bridge that gap where you're able to acquire new skills and also be eligible for the existing job opportunities right now in Africa or in the world as a whole. Okay, so the platform is completely free, just so we know, it's completely free. There's no cost attached to the resources or the knowledge which is provided on the platform. It is very innovative, like I've mentioned, and it just helps, provide the right knowledge across different emerging technologies. So things like blockchain, things like artificial intelligence, things like data science, things like design thinking, just how you could be able to innovate, how you can be able to design and launch different solutions, how you can come up with, different concepts, where it's not just about, what you know or what you just heard, but it's about application. How can you be able to apply these different concepts? How can you be able to come up with solutions to different problems in our communities, in the society, based on the existing emerging technologies? And how can you also find job opportunities that would match those skill sets or those sort of skill sets right now in the economy? So you're able to gain a lot of skills on emerging technologies as a whole, soft skills and professional skills as well. Okay, so we have on the platform what we call a job advisor tool. So the entire platform is powered by an artificial intelligence called IBM Watson. It does a lot of things for IBM as a whole. There are a lot of services or products which we have that have that IBM Watson concept. And here it serves as a job advisor tool where you can have like an AI interview where you can be able to put in your different skill sets and then it's able to match it to the available job opportunities. But I'll go more in depth, as we go on with the presentation. But just to go next, the platform basically takes you on a journey from what we call the explorer through the innovator to the new caller. So for the explorer, we have people who have no skill set. You don't know anything about blockchain. You have no knowledge about artificial intelligence. You have no knowledge about emerging technologies. And they are just it's a very simple approach where this is the most basic part of the journey, or I'll say the beginner level, where the content is crafted in a way that it's easy to understand. You have a lot of short videos that are very easy to learn and just show you, okay, what exactly is this technology? For example, what is artificial intelligence? Shows you, okay, what are the different case studies that exist right now on how these emerging technologies have been applied. So just gives you a real life approach on, okay, I mean, I've heard about AI, I've heard about blockchain, but also to know this is how different industries are leveraging these emerging technologies. This is how AI is being used in the fashion industry. This is how artificial blockchain is being used in the commercial industry, just to see how exactly these emerging technologies are being applied across various industries. Moving on to the next part of the journey, which I'll say is sort of intermediate. It's called the innovator. So this is where a lot of that innovation starts to be developed. This is where you start getting your hands dirty. There are a lot of labs which you would take where the concepts move on from just having things that are being said and having videos that show you what people have done to actually getting things done. Where you get introduced to design thinking, which is essentially just a user-focused approach at coming up with innovative solutions. So how you can see going through that ideation process of coming up with a particular solution based on the actual need, based on the pain points of the intent behind creating that particular solution. And here users get access to the IBM cloud because this is where a lot of those works happen. This is where you do all the building. If it's a chatbot, for example, if it's a blockchain technology or solution, if it's a data science analysis, whatever it may be, leveraging the IBM cloud is how you're able to do all these things, all these test runs, all these labs, all in one place where you can be able to learn and also practice while you're learning the different concepts and learning the different steps to achieving and bringing these ideas to life. So lastly, the most advanced part of the journey is what we call the new caller. So the new caller is basically for professionals, people who have moved on to, if you're not really an explorer, for example, what blockchain is, how it can be applied. You've been able to go through some basic applications of the technology, and now you're looking for a more advanced. This goes more in depth into how exactly you could apply this, how you can be able to find opportunities, job opportunities, or that lies within this particular emerging technology. See how best you can be able to align the skill sets you've been able to acquire to the different opportunities. You may not necessarily be looking for a job.
Sorry to interrupt you, Aminat. Seems like we have been on the first slide all this time.
Okay. No, I thought you said moved on.
The yellow slide.
Okay, I moved on from that.
Oh, it seems not to have moved. Yeah, and yeah, I think even the audience is still on the first slide.
Okay. Can you see it is moving? Let me try to stop sharing and
Yes, maybe that will work.
Okay.
You can also make sure you're sharing the right window or the right tab.
Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing and Okay, how about now?
No change, no change yet.
This is strange. Can you see anything on the screen right now?
Yes, we can. What I can see is slide 1, and on the side there are a couple of slides as well. I can see the audience is saying slide 4 is viewable, so I don't know if you're on slide 4 right now.
It seems like you're seeing different things. You still see slide 1. I can see someone say they see slide 4.
Slide 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you on slide 4 yourself?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to try and share all over again.
Okay.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, can see. Yes, now it's moving.
Okay, you can see Explorer, Innovator, New Color.
Yes, innovate a new column.
Okay. Okay, so I hope everyone can all see this then. Okay. Just to give a basic recap, I was just introducing the platform and introducing us into the main objectives for the platform, which is in terms of gaining skills, building up innovation, and being able to find jobs, and just being able to upskill across various emerging technologies. So I was talking about the various segments of the journey, starting from the explorer to the innovator to the new collar. So for the explorer, it's basically beginners, where you have courses that are ranging from about 30 minutes to very short courses that have videos that just show you, okay, what exactly is this technology, how can the technology be applied, and various case studies on how it is currently being applied across different industries in the world. So for the innovator category, it gets more advanced, where you have courses, going into hours, 1 hour, 2 hours of learning, specifically because it gets more into practical, where you have labs, where you need to be able to apply these different concepts, apply the knowledge which you are gaining, and then be able to actually build something, bring something to life. So, for example, build a chatbot, build some sort of blockchain technology, be able to perform some sort of data analysis, be able to work on some cybersecurity projects, things like that, that just let you be able to bring the concept to life. And lastly, for the new color is the most advanced, where you have courses that go up to about 10 hours. So this is more in depth. This is the height of the journey, where you're no longer just testing the waters, and it's more about getting, so it's moving on from just the first level of building up onto integration level, where you're actually able to come up with a complete solution where you have more in-depth knowledge about the particular skill sets or the particular role that particular emerging technology develops into. Okay, I hope you can see the next. Can we see the next screen? Just to confirm that I'm not moving on.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. So the platform it offers a lot of benefits. So in general, like I mentioned earlier on, we have the job advisor tool, where the IBM Watson that powers the entire platform also serves as a job advisor to be able to filter out your skill sets, your background, your education, everything you've been able to interact with prior to coming onto the platform. And while you keep on learning on the platform, then it matches you to available job opportunities, both in IBM, outside IBM, and in Africa as a whole. So the platform is online, completely online. It's self-paced. You could start at any point. You can go back and you can pace yourself. There's no rush on how fast you can complete. It's just based on based on your proficiencies and based on how fast you can be able to get this concept. So the journeys, like I said, focus on three, from the explorer to the innovator to the newcomer. The contents of the platform are also grouped into what we call learning paths. So you can approach the platform based on the journeys, based on your proficiencies. And you can also approach the platform based on the learning paths. So we've clustered the different courses based on the different emerging technologies. So Internet of Things, cloud computing, blockchain, artificial intelligence, based on those particular emerging technologies. Then you have the courses that are covered under it in one cluster. So another very, very exciting thing about the platform is for each course you complete, you get an IBM digital badge. So this, you have to get at least 80% pass mark. So let's say it's over 100, then you need to get at least 80 out of 100. And on completion of a quiz or an assessment at the end of the course, then you will be given an IBM digital badge, and you can have access to a PDF version, like a certificate for this. But essentially, the really important thing about this digital badges are how exactly they help you market yourself, how they help you show the world what you're doing. So these digital badges can be posted on your social media pages, like your LinkedIn. You can add it to your email signatures. You can add it to your resumes, your CVs, and just to show people what exactly you're doing. I mean, we've had a lot of success stories where people say, okay, I put this on LinkedIn, or I posted this somewhere, and I had someone maybe call me to do a project, or call me to maybe give a talk or have a session on this particular emerging technology, or I was able to get a scholarship from what I was able to put out there. So it just helps you be able to put yourself out there. It shows people what you're doing. And the digital badges all have metadata. So they contain metadata which show what exactly you've been able to learn. So for example, you have an Explorer badge in artificial intelligence. It shows you what exactly you're able to learn. So when anyone sees that badge and they click on that, they have access to the metadata to see, okay, what are the skill sets which this individual has been able to acquire in the process of this learning. So it's not just about having a badge, but also showing what exactly can you do, what skill sets do you have, and what exactly can you achieve. So another great thing is the IBM Cloud Light account. So I had mentioned that once you move on to the innovator category, you get access to IBM Cloud, and a lot of things which will be done will be leveraging the IBM Cloud. So once you sign up for the platform, this is completely free. You get access to an IBM Cloud Light account, which allows each user to be able to build on the IBM Cloud, where you'd be able to develop your solutions, be able to practice what you learn, and be able to just spark that innovation, be able to come up with different solutions leveraging the IBM Cloud. So if you're building a blockchain technology, you'll be doing it on the IBM Cloud. If you're maybe building a chatbot, whatever it may be, or whatever concept you're trying to bring to life, will be done through the free IBM Cloud Light account. So there's a lot of support which the platform provides, where we have a chatbot itself on the platform. We also have virtual assistants that you can, whatever questions you have, if you get into any confusion or while you're going through the platform, there is provision made for support where you can, get different questions answered, where you can just get help, whatever you may need. The platform is also offered in other languages. So we have it in English, Arabic, French, and Portuguese. So this just gives, it makes it easier for, different people in Africa who do not have English as their the general, proficient language. So you have what we call a dashboard as well. So each user has a dashboard that displays everything that goes on while use of the platform. So things like, okay, your progress level, if you've completed this course, how much you've gone in, if you've been able to get your badge, it shows you, gives you access to the skills, gives you access to the jobs you may have bookmarked. So it's basically like your personal dashboard for accessing the platform. And of course, you can also search for whatever you may be looking for. So maybe you have a concept in mind and you're trying to look for what course will be able to give you more knowledge on that particular concept. You can be able to search through the search learning provided on the platform. So the platform has over 90 courses. There are over 300 hours of learning, that cuts across the different emerging technologies, the different professional skills, and soft skills as well. So just to go in depth to the emerging technologies, which the platform is focused on. So we have coding, we have blockchain, we have cloud computing, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, data science and analytics, cybersecurity, quantum computing. I'll go further into the professional skills and the soft skills, which are also available. Because we've seen that there's a need to not just have only those technical skills. We've seen that, for example, it's really necessary to have certain industry skills to see how exactly, for example, in the government industry, how are people leveraging emerging technologies to be able to come up with solutions in those various industries, in the oil and gas industry, in the energy industry, the banking and finance industry, just to see, okay, how exactly can these emerging technologies be applied across these various industries. So we saw the need to provide our users with those necessary skill sets that give them that knowledge across these industries based on the emerging technologies. So if we move on in depth to the different parts of the journey, so the Explorer, like I said, is just basic. When you move on to the Innovator category, you get more in-depth knowledge into design thinking, ideation, getting inspired. What we've done on the platform is we've made a cluster of different case studies, different design thinking focus, design user-centered, different solutions which people have come up with, which are already in place, which have already been launched, just to see, how exactly you can use this already existing knowledge to inspire yourself and see, okay, this is what is happening. This is, what I can do. This is possible. And it just inspires the users to be able to come up with even better solutions. Like I said, just gives you that light bulb moment where you're like, okay, I can actually do this, or, from this concept, this is something I could be able to apply to an existing problem in my community, or maybe a project or a business idea I would like to launch, whatever the case may be. So if we move on to the other skill sets which will be acquired on the platform, I had mentioned that there are certain soft skills. I'll go into that, but essentially, especially when you move on to the new color category, the learning becomes more in-depth, where you're more transitioning into certain sought-after job roles in the IT industry. So, for example, if you move on to the new color category based on data science, it gives you more knowledge to fit into the role of a data scientist. Likewise, web application development, cloud application development, and the like. So we see that there are certain sought-after job roles right now in the IT industry. There are certain, job roles that are on demand and are really booming, and there is a high expectation from them. So part of what we've done with the Job Advisor tool is we've been able to partner with various recruitment agencies to make these job opportunities available. And you have the IBM Watson serving as a job advisor that just helps, guide you on the right learning path, helps you be able to identify the skill gaps. So let's say you're looking to be a data scientist, but you may not necessarily be looking for a job, but you just want to know, okay, how exactly can I scale up? How can I empower myself with those the right skill sets based on that particular job role? So just looking at the job opportunities that are available, looking at what is required to fill those roles, it helps you be able to challenge yourself to say, okay, I can go on, fill in this particular skill gap with this particular knowledge based on the learning path, and that I have the right skill sets. I'm very well proficient in this particular job role. So even if I want to start my own business, if I want to maybe sometime find a job, or if I just want to make sure I am not left behind, make sure I have I'm updated about what exactly is happening in that particular job market or in that particular industry. Okay, so going into the professional skills, so just as we've seen that there's a need to provide the users with technical skills, provide them with industry skills. We've seen that in order to make a well-rounded, individual or professional, there is need to have certain soft skills as well, that just help you be able to thrive better in the job industry, thrive better with your different interactions, whether it is professionally, whether it is based on an educational level. So things like solving problem, solving problems with critical and creative thinking. Things like being able to effectively collaborate with team members. Things like interpersonal skills, delivering work with agility, and just this soft skills that make you a well-rounded professional. That gives you that added advantage. That adds to the technical skills, that adds to the industry skills. So you have this extra skill set that just gives you a well-rounded advantage. Okay, so going back to job advisor tool, like I mentioned, the IBM Watson here, there are two approaches for this. You can actually go and have a sort of AI interview where you have the job advisor to be able to fill in your different, more like create a profile for you based on the things it would prompt you to answer. So your education, your skill sets, the things you've been able to learn, what are your proficiencies, and then it's able to create a profile for you and then match it to the various available job opportunities. So you're able to search based on different roles, based on a particular company, particular location, and there's a very there's an integrated approach at being able to filter your results. It could be full time, it could be part time, it could be a freelance job, whatever it may be. This is the role that the job advisor tool plays for the platform. So I've already talked about the chatbot. There's a chatbot and the live support for the platform. Also, we have a mobile app. Currently, it's only on Android at the moment, which you can actually use to learn on the go. So instead of you having to get your laptop or something that you can have an easier access to interact with the platform, be able to learn while you move around and be able to get the skill set, be able to skill up while you move around. So I've talked about the IBM digital badges. So like I said, you need to have at least 80% on your assessment test for you to get the digital badge. And we have partnered with a third-party authentication company called Acclaim that houses your badges, your credentials, where all metadata for your badges are embedded into these badges. And this is what the badges look like, which you can post, you can be able to just use to market yourself out there. Okay, so lastly, to access this platform, the website is www.digitalnationafrica.com. I hope this was very useful. I want to just give us, I'll just go into a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes, just to do a brief demo to just show you the real life approach of the platform itself and just see how you can be able to get into the platform, see what's available. So like I said, if you have questions, please put them in the comment section and I'll be able to respond to that. Okay, can we still see my screen? Is that a yes? Okay, so I'm going to put the website link here. So like I said, it's www.digitalnationafrica.com.
We can see.
Okay, great. So if you put this in here, you can see that this is what the platform looks like. It's very, very easy to use. For a first-time user, you would need to register. All you need is an email ID, and then you would be able to create a password, and there will be you get an email giving you a passcode to verify your account, and then you're into the platform. So like I said, it's completely free. There is no cost attached to accessing this platform, and so for someone who isn't a first-time user, so I'm just going to log into the platform with my details. This is how it will be. The email you use to register becomes your IBM ID, and you have a password as well. So once you sign into the platform, you're able to just see all the different courses, all the different resources, and all the things that I mentioned earlier on in the presentation. So the journeys, the different learning paths, the different resources available. Okay. So if I just start with just going to the homepage first. If you go to the homepage here, you can actually see the different emerging technologies, how you can be able to explore your different parts of the journeys, if it's Explorer, if it's Innovator, if it's New Color, based on, your current proficiencies. And apart from the courses and the resources on the platform, once you sign up for this platform, you're also plugged into extra resources. So for example, as IBM Skills Gateway, certain courses on Coursera, which normally would have cost money, but are made free via the platform. Courses on cognitive class AI, the IBM Security Learning Academy. So this is something you could go back and, just check and have access to. We have a host of, different, success stories from people who have been able to leverage the platform and just see how exactly it has been able to impact their lives. And it's just nice to see, just see what other people are, being able to take out from this. So up here we keep on putting on different information about the platform. So for example, from time to time, we organize regular webinar sessions based on the various technologies, based on different things that are outside the platform, where you can actually be able to have those webinar sessions. And if you're not able to attend, we put them all into a folder where you can access the already recorded past sessions and catch up on them and just see how you can learn. So anyone who signs up for the platform has the same view which I have on here. So we have a Facebook group where we get to interact with other people. We've seen that it's just nice to have a community of users who are going through the same thing, who are experiencing the same thing. So you can be able to throw up ideas from one another. You can be able to ask questions, be able to interact, and just have that community for users who are going through the same process. Here's the chat box which I mentioned, where you can ask your questions, you can have your live chat session. I'm just going to be quick about this. So for the courses here, you can see they are clustered, like I said, based on the different technologies. So coding, web application, the professional skills, the industry skills, different things. And like I also mentioned, you can approach this based on the journey. For example, Explorer, Innovator, New Color. So I'll give us just an example for blockchain, since this is a lot of comment sessions will be focused on that. So you can see here for blockchain, it takes you from basic Explorer level of 30 minutes, where you have the case studies, you have those introductions, down to more advanced applications of this particular emerging technology to see how you can be able to build different resources, build different solutions, leveraging the IBM cloud. So you can see here, you can see here, it keeps on moving, from hours, and as you go in depth down to the Innovator, down to the New Color, the hours keep on increasing and it gets more advanced. I'm sure for a lot of us, this will be familiar. Those of us who may have more in-depth knowledge into blockchain, you can just see these are the other things that could be learned. These are the courses which you can go back to and upskill on blockchain. So I'm just going to briefly show us the job advisor tool. So for the job advisor tool, like I said, you create a profile and the skill sets you put in would then be filtered to the current available job opportunities. So once you've created that profile, you can then be able to search to see based on what exactly you've put into the platform. If it's a full-time job, if it's a part-time job, if it's an internship, there are also freelance opportunities. So based on what I've put into the platform, you can see that these are the suggestions for what will be applicable to me. So you can see Tunisia, Egypt, so different, Morocco, Lagos, Nigeria here. So various job opportunities, and it's left to you to customize your search based on what exactly you're trying to get out of the job advisor tool. So lastly, I'm just going to touch on the dashboard. Like I mentioned, that houses all your different credentials, your different everything that has to do with the interaction with the platform. So you can see, for example, your progress level, just seeing, okay, how far you're going with a particular course, what you've completed, how to get your badges. I'm going to show us a claim, but while that loads, let me just show us some some tools that are made available. So you have a free access to the IBM Cloud using the IBM Cloud X account, like I mentioned. But also you have access to IBM product trials where you can actually be able to test out these different IBM, this enterprise products which you normally offer at a cost, but you can access for free, where you can have access to these trials, see how these different emerging technologies, these different products that IBM offers, and IBM sells out, enterprise resources, and see how you can use them, to achieve your different goals, see how you can use them for different things you would like to come up with different solutions. And you have demos that just show you, it's more of hand holding where there's already an predefined case study that, is just more clicks where you can just see, okay, this is an example of how this particular product could be leveraged. This is how you could be able to do whatever is possible with this particular product. So there are you can see here, there are other resources that are made available for free. A lot of tools that are made available once you sign up to this platform. So I just wanted to show us the badges. So I talked about Acclaim, which is the third-party authentication company which houses all your badges. So once you sign up for the platform, you would also create an Acclaim page where whatever courses you take, and once you have that 80% pass mark on your assessment, then all your badges will be housed here. And this is how you're able to share them with on your social media pages, your LinkedIn page. Just show the world what you're doing, add it to your email signature or whatever the case may be. For the sake of time, this brings me to the end of the presentation itself. So I think I would like us to just give our questions. If you have questions, if we have feedback regarding the platform or anything I have discussed. Yes, the certifications are free. So I can see a question here. Yes, they are all free. So everything associated with this particular platform is completely free. There's no cost attached to it at all. It's free. I hope that answered your question. Do we have any other questions? Okay, great. Any other questions? Feel free to put your question in the comment section and I can attend to it.
So just a reminder to the audience, if you have any question, you can post it there in the chat and we'll see it. Amanita, thank you so much for, thank you so much for the presentation. It was quite informative. Maybe I will ask that you post the link to the blockchain courses. I'm sure there are a lot of developers who will be interested in that, and we'll be sharing this particular webinar with the many who are not able to attend today. So they'll be able to look at that as well. So we can share together with the blockchain courses, as well as the platform where one can save their badges. I think that will also be quite helpful for those ones who are looking to build their reputation.
Okay, that's great feedback. So I put in to access the platform. I put the link into put that in. I'm going to put it in again. So excuse me. It's www.digitalnationafrica.com. So once you go in, once you sign up and you have your account, you have access to all the courses. So you can then customize based on. So for example, if you would like to go into blockchain, it's very, very easy. You can just see blockchain and show you all the courses that are available. It's completely free. There's no cost covered in it. And for access to Acclaim, once you sign up for the platform, you get all this prompts. And on completion of each course, once you complete your first course, you get a prompt that guides you on how you should get access to Acclaim and how you'll be able to set up your account. So it's a very, very easy process. You just need to sign up for the platform and everything just flows streamlined.
Okay, thank you. So seeing that we don't have any other questions, I'd like to thank all the participants. I'd like to thank our host for today. Or there's a question: how long can a specific course take?
Okay, that's a very good question. So it depends on what part of the journey you're in. So for the explorer journey, which is more like a beginner, where you're just getting introduced to the concept itself. So getting to know, okay, what is blockchain? How can blockchain be applied? That will take about 30 minutes. But as you move on to the innovator category, for example, you can see an hour 45 minutes, you can see an hour 30 minutes, you can see 2 hours. And moving on to more advanced, in-depth, moving on to how you're able to integrate the solution, it goes on to like 5 hours, 6 hours. So for each course, before you begin, it's going to show you the modules, show you what is expected, what you learn, and show you the duration that will be encountered for that course. So once you just sign up and you're in, you'll have all this information. So I hope that answers the question. Great.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for your time. I hope this was very insightful, and I hope we can all go back, sign up for the platform, start learning, start getting the skill set, start getting our badges, getting the certificates, just show people what you can do. So thank you all for your time.
Thank you.